guys, and welcome back. Today we are reacting to hananatins again. Today we shall watch hananatins again for the second time. I did it the first time and it was just fun, and I just watched them in random order pretty much. Last time we watched Pain, I Look Young, and we watched another video, but I don't know what it was. But this time we will be watching more Pain. I Still Look Young. And oh yeah, we also watched Being Homeschooled. And then we're also going to watch My Dentist Disasters. I can't flip and read, apparently. I don't know why it's saying I watched a portion of this.
Can you tell which app is a trap? Google Play Can.
By the way, don't use this, oh god. Okay, well, I just want to say, any ads shown in this video, they are not sponsored. Do not use them. They are bad. I just don't have money for the other thing yet, so I can't get rid of ads. Anyway, more Pain. Oh no. No! Don't do this. This
Whoa
is
there,
very
let's
bad.
not be hasty. It's me,
Yeah.
your conscience. This ain't safe. Sledding down the stairs in a cardboard box is a recipe for disaster.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Hi,
Pretty
I'm
much.
Bryson, and like most of you, my essence currently resides in a corporeal form known as my body.
Ooh.
What do you mean, most of us? Well, I didn't want to offend any ghouls, apparitions, or other ascended individuals who might be watching. The point is, I feel pain, and
That's funny. That should.
I can prove it.
Oh!
Ow. And if I've learned anything from my time here, it's that the internet was made for Schadenfreude. What's Schadenfreude? Well, it's kind of like... So, considering how many epic fail videos I've watched, I've decided to give back to the community by telling you all about my most painful experiences. Pay it forward, you know? Let's start with the ones that happened when I was young.
Ooh,
There I
young
was, sitting
Pain.
in the tub when I looked over and saw Dad's razor.
I feel like maybe I should touch that.
Thought little me. And
No.
I went through the motions I had seen my dad do when he
No.
shaved his face. As you might suspect, small children and razor blades aren't a great
Yeah,
mix.
no.
I cut myself up pretty badly and had to have a band-aid on my upper lip. It made it way harder to eat my tomato soup with fishy crackers, which was the real tragedy, let's be honest. Contrary to how I portray myself in my videos, I'm a very non-violent, go-with-the-flow kind of person, with one exception. Here it comes!
Sure.
But there was one other time when I wanted to solve my problems using a good old-fashioned knuckle
Bryson.
sandwich. Braden had been teasing me and pushing my buttons all day in classic Braden fashion.
Hype!
Worse than the usual teasing because after a while, something in me snapped, and I decided the time for talk was over and that I would let my fist do the talking instead. I walked across the yard, fist clenched, ready to dole out some justice. My heart was pounding. It was time for Braden to pay for his crimes.
Also, guys, if we get like 20. What did he just step on? What did he just
I
step
guess
on?
God saw what I was about to do and said,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
So, for the time being, Braden was safe from me. But,
What
as
did he
you'll see
step
later,
on?
that wouldn't last forever. Speaking of brotherly shenanigans, jumping on the trampoline with my brothers was all
Oh no, I know what he's about to talk about. But first, I just want to say, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if we get like 20 likes, I will make a FNAF World, I'll make a FNAF World playthrough on this video. I'll probably just play through the entire game in 1 or 2 episodes because I like FNAF World. Anyway, I might just do it anyway, but if we get 20 likes, it will just be happening no matter what. If we don't, it's just possible.
It's really fun. We would play Dead Man, have water balloon fights, and do flips. And to make things extra thrilling, they could double bounce me way higher than I could jump if I was alone. But of course, they decided to bounce me higher and higher.
Bounce him higher, together. 1, 2,
Oh no.
3.
And I learned my lesson and never got hurt on a trampoline again.
Me when
I asked my friends to teach me how to do a backflip on their trampoline. It's
Oh,
kind of like a
no.
front flip, but the other way. Okay. Enough talk. I got this. I landed right on my head, and my friends legitimately thought I had died. Somehow I was fine, though, and that same day I was able to land a backflip. Little kids seem to be able to just walk away from what would have been a life-threatening injury for
Yeah,
them.
pretty
They're
much.
too wiggly and slippery for death to get a firm grasp on. If I landed on my head like that today, it would probably be like...
Multiple torn ligaments, severe nerve damage.
Now it's time for the worst pain I experienced as
Yeah,
a child.
pretty much. Oh god.
We were at an indoor pool about to go home. Braden opened the door and left the building, and I was right behind him. But I stopped to look back to ensure my parents were with us. And while I looked away, the door closed on my foot and ripped my big toe out completely off.
I hate that so much. I hate that.
Imagine just trying to walk out a door like a normal person, and the door curses you with -10 foot armor for a year. That's right, it took a year to grow back.
Oh
Now
my
imagine trying to
God.
put socks on a toenail-less toe. Instead of having armor, it's just nerve endings and despair. It sucks. Long story short, I think this is why I'm an avid
Ow.
flip-flop man. Now we're moving on to my more recent painful
Ouch.
experiences.
Recent pain.
I was walking Bo to a dog park near my house. We made it to the parking lot and got a running start to jump over the divider like we always do. But I
No.
guess I wasn't locked in because my foot caught the divider and I bit
Face
it
to the
onto
pavement.
asphalt. I got up and made sure no one saw me eat it, and then realized my knee was scuffed up and bleeding. But we were already right there. Bo wanted to play with the other dogs. I wasn't gonna go all the way home without letting him play, so I just stood there watching him play while actively bleeding. Hey, are you okay?
Why?
Hey, you're
I
bleeding.
mean, I guess
Yeah,
you
it's
couldn't,
fine.
like,
Don't worry about it.
uh,
Please stop looking at me. Can we talk about how embarrassing it is to bleed? It's so dramatic. It didn't hurt that bad. Stop crying. I don't want these strangers to know that I bleed. Blood is the body showing weakness. Now everyone knows I'm an easy target. On that
Pretty
note,
much.
I didn't realize how much head wounds bleed. One time, I was picking something up in my parents' utility closet, and when I stood up, my head slammed into the fuse box door. The wound itself...
Ow! What?
Picking something up in my parents'
sure.
utility closet,
Sorry.
and when I stood up, my head slammed into the fuse box door. The wound itself was
Ow.
tiny, but it bled so much. I think it's because a lot of people keep some important stuff in their heads, and they need blood for that. But for
Yeah.
me, it's kind of just empty space, and this little guy. Seeing how small my brain is might explain this
me
next
too,
story.
me
I had recently bought some new jeans, and I was taking the stickers and tags off of them. I pulled the cardboard label thing off the belt line of the jeans and noticed that the white threads they used to hold the cardboard on were still in the pants. So I decided that I would cut them off using a butter knife. I have since learned a lasting lesson about why dull knives are actually more dangerous than sharp knives because they
God,
need more
don't
force
tell
to
me.
cut things, which means there's a greater chance of... well, that. But when I was choosing which knife to use, my brain said, big sharp knife, cut dangerous. Small dull knife, less cut dangerous. So I grabbed the butter knife and got it between the threads, but it wasn't cutting. So I applied more force, the thread snapped, I lost control of the knife, and sliced my index finger. It
Ow!
immediately started gushing blood. It was a
Ow.
deep cut. I wrapped it up with gauze and tape, and then, in the classic male fashion, I thought to myself, wow, that was a deep cut, and it hurts. I'm gonna ignore it for some reason. Like
That's-
a man. And then I went about my day. Hours later, I visited Brody and Jen to play Mario Party, and they noticed the bandage on my finger. They made me unwrap the gauze to reveal that the cut was still oozing blood.
You should go to the hospital.
Nah.
We're taking you to the hospital.
The numbing
There's
pain
just having
hurt
blood on
so
her
bad because the doctor pinched my finger, opened up the wound, and stuck the needle right up in there. But then I couldn't feel a thing, and he stitched me up. And I've got a cool scar on my finger now. And just recently, Brody got a matching scar due to a pumpkin carving mishap. And that's not the only time my finger has been hurt. I was visiting a petting zoo with my sister's family,
Is he
and they
gonna
gave
get
us each a
big?
cup of animal pellets.
He's
Some
gonna
llamas
get
saw
big.
that I had food, and they came up to the fence to ask for
Yes,
some.
he
I
shall
saw
get
some
big. I
people pouring the
guarantee it.
food into their hands and letting the llamas eat
No.
right off their hands,
Yeah.
but that seemed kind of nasty to me. So I decided to hold out the cup and let the llama eat from there. But the llama lunged and bit the cup and started tugging trying to get me to let go of the cup. But I couldn't let go because he also had my finger in his bite. Dude, let go. I'm hungry. I can't. I eventually broke free from his grasp, but he successfully got all the food I had. Now I had no food to give to the capybaras, and he learned that he could just bite people to get what he wants. Maybe I should take notes.
Oh no.
I went to the aviary to forget my woes,
Oh
but
my
in classic
goodness.
Bryson fashion, I was wearing flip-flops, and the birds thought my toes were food,
Oh,
and they all
gosh.
started biting my feet. I even had a scab on my foot, and they ripped it off. I thought I was supposed to feed the animals, not get fed on. Let's see how you like it. Now, I've told you about my young pain and my recent pain, but there's one more category I've yet to tell you about. A startling amount of my pain took place on our seemingly innocent summertime family lake trips.
Oh no. R.I.P. my man. Water sports pain.
My earliest boating memory was at a big family reunion. Timid little Bryson was fine just sitting in the boat, but Dad encouraged me to try wakeboarding.
Come on, it's easy. You just hang on, it'll be fun.
Okay, Dad, I trust you, I thought ignorantly. He strapped me in and tossed me in the lake. Did it! I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Then the front edge of the board caught the water.
Oh no.
In an instant, the insides of my sinuses and mouth became one with the lake. Not a great feeling. And that's the last time I ever wakeboarded. The risk that at any moment I could faceplant on the surface of the water at 20 miles per hour wasn't worth it to me.
Pretty
Next, I
much.
tried tubing, a much safer option. The concept of tubing is so hilarious to me. Whoever came up with this idea is an absolute mad lad. You tie a rope between the tube and a motorboat, hop on, and hang on for dear life. No red flags there.
Yeah.
My mom, brothers, and I got on a big tube and were having the time of our lives.
You're strapped in. You'll be
We saw a huge wave heading towards us.
fine.
It
You will
launched
not
us
be
into
fine.
the air, and the bottom of the tube caught the wind, and the tube started flying.
Oh my
My mom seriously did a cartwheel on the surface of the water. Needless to say, she has since lost her taste for tubing. I, however,
Oh
was
my
just
God.
getting started. Despite the pain of wiping out, the adrenaline of trying not to die while going over bumps and being whipped side to side was too intoxicating to ignore. And like a middle schooler after a bad breakup, I was ready to be hurt
Oh,
again.
no.
Me and my brothers were on the tube having
Dude.
the time of our lives
on,
when
man.
Mom turned a bit too sharply one way, then the other. The rope caught a bunch of slack and the tube slowed down. But the boat was still going, and I knew that the rope was about to gain tension and whiplash us. I sped ran the stages of grief in my mind and braced for the inevitable. The tube went from stationary to top speed in an instant. Our bodies couldn't keep up, and it whipped out from under us. But
Whip.
that didn't stop me. After a long day of tubing, everyone was tired and wanted to go home. But I wasn't done riding that adrenaline high. Come on, let me go again. I just need one final hit and then I'll be satisfied. I just need a fix, bro. Please, come on, please. Since no one wanted to join me, Brody's then girlfriend, now wife, Jen, decided to throw me a bone and join me for one last ride.
Today has been so fun. I love getting to know you all better. I think I really like your brother.
Give it time. We hit a massive wave and got sent flying, and Jen accidentally pile drove the back of my as I crashed into the water,
God.
all I could think was, stay awake! Stay awake! Don't fall asleep in the water, you'll die! Fortunately, I was okay and conscious, despite the pain.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Are you okay? It feels like an ice pick is being shoved into the back of my head, and I probably have a concussion. Anyway, one more ride? Who's with me? Huh? After Jen assaulted me like that, I knew she would fit right in with the rest of my family.
Pretty much.
Plus, Brody watching his girlfriend land a critical hit on his annoying little brother probably helped seal the deal. Now,
Yeah.
as we've established, Brayden is a mischievous lad who loves dunking on me. I think I just have a punchable face or something, because usually his crimes against me are unprovoked. He once offered to take me on a ride on a jet ski. How nice of him, I thought to myself ignorantly. He then turned as sharp as he could without warning and skipped my body
for the
across
what?
the water. And he brought that same energy to tubing with me. I would be sitting there minding my business and he would throw me off the tube.
For the
Just resigned
Come on,
myself
man.
to it because Brayden was always stronger than me. But he kept tossing me in the water every
Whoa,
boating trip,
whoa,
and that
whoa,
caused
whoa,
a spark to
whoa.
ignite inside my soul.
Whoa.
The next boating trip we went on, me and Brayden got in a tube together.
Hey, sorry about always pushing you in the water. Let's call a truce.
Well, sure, I said. Then, as the tube whipped out to the side, I wedged my shoulders into the corner of the seat and pushed on him with my legs.
Wait, stop! I thought we had a truce!
The bill comes due.
bonk.
This was the first time I had ever overpowered Brayden. It was intoxicating.
Oh no.
I guess not skipping leg day paid off. There, now we're even, I said as I helped him back into the boat.
Okay, I believe you.
Brayden thought to himself ignorantly. Later,
Oh, no.
me, Dad, and Brayden were on the
He's gonna
tube,
do
and I
it
saw
again.
a big wave coming up, and a plan formed. I braced myself, and right as we hit the bump, in the moment where Dad and Brayden were weightless in the air, I kicked Dad into Brayden, sending them both into the water.
Both of them.
Me
What
and
did your
Brayden have
dad
since put the
do,
rivalry
man?
behind us and recently enjoyed a nice wake surfing trip without incident. See? It never ends. Don't worry though, I got him back. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this epic compilation of my worst pain ever. I sure didn't. But I've learned something about life in the process, and I've come to agree with this theory I heard on life. The theory is this: tragedy plus time equals comedy. And I can prove it. Trust me, kid, in a few years, this is gonna be hilarious. Just give it time. Hey, it's me, your favorite Bryson. Make sure to buy tickets for the live show. It's May 9th in the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco with me, Brody Animates, and Circle Tunes. It's my first time trying something like this, so I really hope I can see some of you out there and put on a great show. Thanks to my amazing team, to my family, and to you, the viewers, for watching. Getting hurt obviously sucks, but since doing YouTube,
Yeah.
there's always a bright side. Cause when something bad happens, I can just make a funny video about it. Maybe I should get hurt more often so I can just make more videos about it. Yeah,
no,
I'm gonna do it now.
Nope.
You know that moment when
No,
someone texts
shush,
they're on their way and the
shush
place is a
yourself.
disaster?
Shush yourself. Shush yourself. Okay, so now we will watch I Still Look
One
Young.
adult beverage.
Okay.
One adult beverage, please.
Hey, punk. This here bar's for adults only. You gotta be at least 21 to consume alcoholic beverages, so hit the road.
Actually, I'm 23, and here's my ID.
Oh, my mistake, little man. Here, have an alcohol. On the house.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. What do I do?
Yeah, don't drink.
Hi, I'm Bryson, and my most popular video
That
is
is
about how
bad.
I look young. But that was
Yeah.
3 years ago. A lot has happened since then, and let me tell you, I still look young. The doctor said it's because of my genes, but I don't know what my pants have to do with any of this. So today, we're gonna delve more into what it was like growing up as such a late bloomer.
It looks like you also have explosionitis.
What? I developed pretty
Why?
normally
You
at first,
exploded
but I started to
twice.
notice some differences when I went to middle school. The other boys started getting bigger and taller, but I stayed fun-sized, as my mom would call it. I didn't really mind being a pipsqueak because it fit my vibe. I was the quiet kid who kept to himself and stayed under the radar drawing my silly little pictures. But the gap between me and the other boys only got worse as time went on, and this caused people to make comments and poke fun at me.
Wrong place, small fry. The elementary school is down the street. Get it? 'Cause he's small. Yeah.
That's
good one.
me.
Yeah,
Don't
pipsqueak.
bully
Well, at least
people.
I know what deodorant is, Derek. I went through middle school.
Excuse me.
Outgrowing.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Don't use that word, guys. Don't. If you are under the age of 18, do not use that word. Whatever. Anyway.
At all. I guess I'm just not like other boys.
No.
Most people just don't get me. But with you, it's just simple. I'm glad we're friends. Sorry, who are you? At 16 years old, I was 5'2" and 80 pounds. I remember that because that's seriously the size I was for like 6 years. I was definitely not an average teenage boy. I was great at hide and seek, however, I could not go outside if wind speeds were too high. So, my parents took me to see a doctor.
Yeah, he's definitely underdeveloped. I feel bad for him because men like to feel like alpha males, and he obviously isn't. I mean, look at him. So, I'm gonna recommend testosterone treatment.
This was a shock to me. I knew I was small, but I generally tried to just ignore it and live my life.
Yeah.
I figured that being uncomfortable in your body was kind of just part of being a teenager and that everyone grows at different paces. But this medical professional told me that my body wasn't manly enough and then immediately suggested TRT to a 16-year-old, which I think is pretty crazy.
What?
We even got a bone
What?
scan done and
What?
found out that my bone age was that of a 12-year-old.
Okay, here are the results of the scan. Travel home safely now. Bones suck! I mean, look at it! That's just shoddy workmanship right there!
We then met with an endocrinologist and determined that I was healthy, just a late bloomer. He told me that I could choose to do the treatment or not, and I decided against it. I'm the type of guy to kind of just let things play out. I've never dyed my hair or gotten a tattoo or a piercing. I knew that this kind of intervention didn't feel like me, and that I was more of a default settings type of guy. So,
Yeah, I
despite
mean,
people's
that's
comments,
valid.
I did what I felt was right for me. And looking back, it was arguably the more manly thing to do. I was my own man who did what I thought was right, regardless of people disagreeing with me.
Bryson, just because they're called parachute pants doesn't mean they work like a parachute.
No.
Don't jump.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm my own man.
What?
Oh, but
Okay,
on a more
well,
serious note,
disclaimer, to anyone thinking that's how that works, no. Parachute pants don't work like a parachute. That's just not how they work. Please, don't do that. You will get harmed.
the comments about how small I was and that I didn't look or sound my age definitely bothered me for a while, and I felt pretty insecure about it. Especially when I started high school. It's part of the reason I never had any personal social media accounts. But around this time, I started my YouTube channel.
Until
It
now.
was all very new and exciting since I'd hardly used the internet before, except for watching funny dog videos. I made my first few videos, and people were very nice, until they learned my age.
Oh, no.
And then it happened. My first hate comment. This guy is definitely lying about being 16. He sounds 12. I kept getting comments like that until finally I responded with, I don't care if you believe me or not. I'm 16. Stop being rude. And in that moment, I had a breakthrough. Wait a minute. If I truly didn't care, I wouldn't have felt the need to stoop to their level and respond. Maybe instead of projecting my issues in a futile online argument, I should be the best person I can be and only focus on what I can control. Please
Yes.
everyone, and no matter what I
Yes.
do, some people will disagree with me, and that's okay. A breakthrough that many people online still haven't discovered yet.
Yeah, pretty much. Bro, come on.
With it and accepted that I was just going to grow up differently than most boys, and that's okay. And it wasn't long before I did start growing. A few years later, I met up with one of my friends who I hadn't seen in a long time, and he was shocked that my plateau at 5'2" was finally...
Wow, wonderful. What is why? What? Huh? What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Anyway, back to the video. There was a conversation happening that I didn't know if the thing could pick up, and if it did, I didn't want it to.
Over, and I had shot past it to around 5'8". We hung out
This
and
man
ate
is
dinner,
tall
and
now.
he said, "So, like, what did they do to you to make you grow?" "Nothing. We just waited. Did you think they put me in the Captain America Super Soldier device?" "Yes." "And while I still look younger than I am, as the years passed, something amazing happened. I'm tall now."
He's
This doesn't
tall
fix
now.
the problem area. It has been a nice consolation
He's
prize
tall
for suffering
now.
through school as the
He's
short
tall
kid. The
now.
slower you
He's
bake, the
tall
farther
now.
you rise. What can I say? I am the tallest
There's
of my
now a
siblings,
fire
standing at a
drill.
whopping, drum roll please, 6'2".
Please, hold your applause.
However, I am afraid that my theory about baking slower and rising farther will turn out all too true. Because my little brother Brenner is finally starting to shoot up, and he might catch up to me. And I don't like that, because he's the little brother. I just want to grab him and squish him back down to size so I can keep my crown. It was cool when I surpassed all my older siblings, but him doing it would be cringe and stupid, so I'm not gonna allow it to happen. There, fixed. Despite my cartoonish proportions, I'm glad I waited and let things take their natural course. And I'm also glad I waited because I stayed natty. One of the disadvantages of long legs is doing squats in the gym absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
I have to move the weight much farther than the average person just to get to the proper depth. I was at the gym with my friend that's much shorter than me, and her set of squats was like, okay, I'm done. And then mine were like, oh my God! That's
Yeah.
one. You gotta do 12.
Pretty
Me
much.
comes with advantages too. Since I grew so slowly, everything was more spread out. So I never had growing pains or terrible acne. And as every person who's ever met me has already pointed out, it'll work out when you're older because you'll be 50, but you'll look way younger. Which I hope is true. What if I
Yeah.
never look my age? I just look like this until I'm 45 and then boom, I'm an old man.
Imagine.
Another advantage of looking young I've discovered since living on my own is that I can get door-to-door salesmen to leave me alone much faster. Hello, young man. Are your parents home? No, they are not. I do love to make fun of Brayden because
Very
when we're
much.
sitting next to each other, he's taller than me. But when we stand up, I shoot past him. Imagine your younger sibling being taller than you. That's embarrassing. Wait. No. I think it's funny that being tall is associated with doing sports.
Wow! How's the weather up there? Let me guess. Basketball player?
No, I draw pictures. Leave me alone. The day I turned 21, I decided to do the rite of passage of going into a bar. I walked up to the
Don't do. I mean, yeah, y'all are all entitled to your own opinions, but beer is just bad. Alcohol is bad. It's not good for you.
bouncer, gave them my ID, and watched his brain break.
Not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
They let me in, and I tried a non-alcoholic beer.
Good.
Bryson, why didn't you just try a real beer?
Because I'm stupid sober. I don't want to know how stupid I am while drunk. Also, people say that when you're drunk, that it's like you, but more. But I'm already too much. That would be way too much.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I love you guys. Does anyone want to build a Lego set together? I'm leaving.
Pretty
Anyway,
much.
the non-alcoholic beer tasted like yeasty, soggy bread water. 0 out of 10. But the wings were good. Then this guy, who could
Wings.
tell it was my first time in
Chicken.
a bar, came up to me and said,
Welcome to bar life, son.
and I said, thank you. I am never coming back. And at 23 years old, I'm still growing. I wasn't 6'2" until this year. Who knows? Maybe I'll never stop and I'll be 10 feet tall at age 30.
Oh, no.
As time goes on, people freak out less about how young I look. But it does still happen from time to time.
How old are you? You look 15.
I'm actually 23. But my height isn't the only thing that's 6'2". My wingspan is also 6'2", so my slap range is pretty good. I don't usually slap people, but
I could.
not to mention the range of my kicks. That's my plan for if I'm ever getting robbed. Oh, certainly, sir. I'll give you my wallet. Whatcha?
Kick attack.
If I hug my leg, my knee is higher than my shoulders, meaning that my femur is longer than my entire torso. I've got a tiny body and long legs, but it's fine. Legs are probably more vital to the human body than the torso. Look, see, here we've got the, parts, and of course the foot, very vital. And meanwhile, the torso only has the heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys. It's totally overrated. Legs are better and more important. Case closed. I'm glad I didn't try to change
I
myself.
shall be right back.
Just to fit in,
Hello.
because it helped me learn to
must
love
get
myself
great.
unconditionally. And it helped me find the people who appreciate me for who I was.
Let's go, buddy.
As time goes on, I've discovered that the things that make me unique are the things that I love most about myself. The moral of the story is to remember that your differences make you unique, and you can use them to your advantage. Maybe you'll use your differences to make a funny YouTube video as a random, non-specific example. And it's okay to feel awkward while growing up. I am
Pretty
so
much.
glad that I valied in high school instead of peaking. Don't be just like everyone else. Be the best you
Apparently,
that you
where
can
we
be.
are, it's about to storm. What is this?
Huh? What happened? Oh, me.
That's
You also maxed out his silliness stat. Meh, it's probably fine. Hi, guys. It's me, your favorite Bryson. Unless you're cheating on me with some other Bryson. You'll regret that once I finish glowing up in 10 years. Don't forget to check out the merch
10
before you
years.
leave. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and supporting me, and thanks to my amazing team using their talent to help me bring my creative visions to life. Now, excuse me as I fall off the face of the earth until the next video is done.
Pretty
Bye!
much.
Your team's problems are becoming more
Get off of my
complex. But with
screen
Lucid,
and go away. Okay, so we're now going to watch my dentist.
Hey, real
disaster.
quick, we've got a new hand plush on pre-order. It's bigger than my head, see? And everything else in the store is on sale to make room for...
After I'm done, I'll let you pick a toy from the toy chest.
Okay.
The toy chest.
Does this hurt?
No.
What about this?
A little.
I don't like this.
Uh-huh,
I don't
and
like
this.
dentists. I hate
How
that
about this?
thing.
And a little bit of that. And this.
The mom just patiently sitting in there without seeing this thing.
Does that hurt? Does that hurt?
You did such a good job. Look at that smile.
Oh, what a pretty smile. Good job, sweetheart. I'll get you a treat on the way home.
Don't
Food.
forget to floss. That way, next time won't hurt as bad.
Hi, I'm Bryson, and like
Bryson.
many people, I have a mouthful of teeth. And with that comes some dental-related trauma. To
Pretty
put it
much.
lightly, these pearly whites didn't come without a little suffering. Let's start at the beginning. Little Bryson was irresponsible and had gotten a few cavities from eating too much Halloween candy, and Mom took me to the dentist to get the affected baby teeth removed. The numbing shot hurt pretty bad at first, but then I couldn't feel a thing. I guess that's why they call it a numbing shot.
Okay, bye. Don't eat anything for 3 hours or you'll bite your tongue.
That hurts so bad.
On the drive home, I was fascinated with the numb sensation in my mouth.
If it's like
wiggling
your
my
first
tongue
time,
around
you
and
will be
stuff.
curious.
Then little old me thought it would be fun to bite my tongue
No.
lightly. It was so weird to not feel anything. The numbing shot had made me invincible.
Oh.
As many of you know, I was a very late bloomer. All the other kids got bigger and stronger, and I just didn't. This also caused me to lose my baby teeth very late. At 12 years old, I still had several baby teeth. Then one day, my mom took me to an orthodontist, and he gave her his spiel about how acting early can help a lot and blah, blah, blah. She was sold, and they glued some braces on me. While I still had baby teeth. Why are you putting braces on them? They're just gonna fall out.
Yeah, what? 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 Baby teeth? You still had Why?
I guess lying to my mom, taking her money, and causing me a ton of physical pain without even fixing anything was worth getting paid. That dude was definitely lying through his teeth. Regardless, I wasn't old enough to unlock free will, so it wasn't up to me. So I was resigned to 2 years of braces scraping into my lips, food getting stuck in them all the time, and terrible pain every time the rubber bands got changed. Ow! Oh, and by the way, you can't eat popcorn for 2 years.
I will never get braces.
But that wasn't even the worst of it. During this time, the orthodontist decided that I needed even more metal in my mouth and introduced my mom to the palate expander. The purpose of the palate expander was not to introduce you to a wider variety of flavors, but to widen your back teeth so they have more room to work with to make your smile nice and straight. The process begins with the orthodontist gently and lovingly jamming rubber bands in between your teeth and letting them slowly push your teeth apart, giving you a piercing headache and ruthless insomnia. Then he uses the space created by the rubber bands to jam this diabolical metal contraption around your teeth. And then every week it gets cranked 3 times to push your teeth further apart and cause horrible pain. I hated this thing so much. It hurt all the time, it crowded my mouth, it hurt when my tongue touched it, and food would get stuck in between the expander and the roof of my mouth. Braces already ruined the joy of food. I don't need more crevices for food to get stuck. Not to mention how annoying it is for your tongue to know exactly where the food is stuck, but then you reach in and your finger can't find it. The food is stuck right there.
Where?
It's right here.
I can't find it.
Ah! This phenomenon is known as the tongue-finger disconnect, and I hate it. Eventually, 2 painful years had passed. They took all the metal out of my mouth, and I felt like... My shackles were broken, I was free, and I could finally eat popcorn again. In fact, one day I was eating popcorn. I only had 1 baby tooth left, and the adult tooth was coming in under it, making it loose. I sat there eating popcorn, and I accidentally chewed on an unpopped kernel. The baby tooth had broken in half between the adult tooth and the kernel. But I couldn't let that calcium go to waste.
Please tell me that you're joking right now.
No. I finally had all my adult teeth, and my dental troubles were over. Or so I thought. A year later, my family moved. I thought I was in the clear until Mom took me to another orthodontist.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the first set of braces really did anything. I mean, only an idiot would put braces on baby teeth. Yeah, I would recommend getting new braces now that the adult teeth are in.
I hate that sound so much.
That's what I was saying! Why did we even put the first set of braces on? Basically, I was gonna have to have braces on for 4 years. Because the first braces didn't actually do anything.
Bryson, I think we should do it. I want you to have a pretty smile.
I think you should do it too, Bryson. I'll make a lot of money if you do.
Guys, My smile is fine.
Well, let's look at the x-rays. You have a pretty pronounced overbite that causes a lot
Okay,
of
man,
problems later.
come on.
You should be grateful that your mom wants to pay to fix your teeth. You kind of have like a Bart Simpson lip going on. And
Okay,
we would want to get
just
that fixed.
shush. That's just me.
This guy literally body shamed me into getting braces again by comparing me to a cartoon character. But I am a cartoon character, so why am I even wearing these? I can just draw myself with
You
perfect
are
teeth.
just a random. You're a cartoon character now.
And to correct my Bart Simpson lip, I had to not only get another palate expander, but also rubber bands to pull my lower jaw forward.
How was your week, bud?
I hate you. So,
Why
2
are
more
you
horrendous years of pain ensued. Cranking my teeth apart, wearing rubber bands, and getting food stuck in my teeth all over again. It couldn't come fast enough, but the day finally came. I was completely free.
Yeah, I'm noticing that these teeth are rather small. What we could do is remove them and move all these teeth forward to fill its place.
At this moment, pure malice and rage boiled up inside me. I
You've
refused
had
to be
to
in
deal
prison
with this
again.
for 4
Shut
years.
up!
What?
I already had them on for 4 years. I'm done. I won't let you body shame me into giving you more of my mom's money so you can torture me for another 2 years. So we ran out, and 2 of my teeth are a little smaller than they should be. Oh no, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'd much rather keep them as is than do this. I was finally safe. The orthodontist couldn't hurt me anymore. I had a nice smile, and I never had to go back to the orthodontist again. But then, my mom got braces and a palate expander. She wasn't happy with her smile. I guess the body shaming worked. And soon after getting them, she said,
I was not sympathetic enough to you guys when you wore these. These hurt.
did you think I was lying?
Yeah, of course they hurt.
But now we both have great smiles. I guess pain really is beauty. It takes a lot of work to look this good.
Slag.
But at least
Slag,
it's over
girl.
now.
Hey, by the way, I just scheduled your wisdom teeth removal surgery.
That just happened to one of my brothers.
Wisdom teeth. Why do they call them wisdom teeth? Those teeth are obviously stupid idiots because they're going the wrong freaking way. Vestigial structures, useless body parts, are so stupid. And some of them actually hurt you. Your appendix can blow up and kill you for no reason.
Yeah.
Your wisdom teeth sprout out of nowhere and ruin your other straight teeth. And don't even get me started on the tailbone. These things have no purpose. That's just bad character design. Basically, these dumb teeth were dooming me to another appointment with pain. I sat in the chair, and I wanted to try and resist the sleep medication, but it went more like this. Okay, this medication is gonna make you a little sleepy. I can resist this easily.
And you're done.
Oh, what? It seriously just felt like... Then my face swelled up and I lived on the couch for 2 weeks off mashed potatoes, applesauce, and ice cream. So
Nice.
it wasn't all bad. And that was my dental journey. It definitely hurt and there were some questionable decisions made. But at least that orthodontist can afford a pool in his backyard now. All in all, I'm actually grateful to have nice teeth.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that my mom loved me enough to fix these chompers. Because my bite attack does way more damage now.
Yeah, bite attacks
Don't
are
forget
very
to check out the
important.
merch store for these sweet deals and the new hand plush. It's the biggest hand plush yet, so go check it out. And keep an eye out for some amazing new stuff we have coming down the pipeline very soon. And a huge thanks to my amazing team as always. You guys rock! Seriously, I love you guys so much. They seriously make the videos look so amazing, and I love them. The dentist and orthodontist aren't super fun, but I am really glad to have straight teeth. I certainly paid a price for these pearly whites, and so did my mom. Like and share this video if you or someone you know has teeth. Do you ever think about how your teeth are the only part of your skeleton that isn't hiding underneath skin and fat and muscles and veins and connective tissue? Thanks for watching, bye! Because of our name.
No. Alright guys, well that's the end of the video. Just make sure to like and subscribe. And I just wanted to say one more thing, and the fact that he just said, like, that's the only thing that, like, part of your bones that are, like, exposed and not hidden. Your teeth are the only part of your skeleton that are actually being cleaned. Have fun sleeping tonight. Bye.